Hello and welcome to the Gulf Coast Real Estate Insider. I'm Brent Ellis, along with my mother, Sande Ellis. We're at the Ellis Team at Keller Williams down here in sunny Southwest Florida. So, today I want to talk a little bit about AI in real estate. So, Sande, you and I were in another AI class here at Keller Williams, and it was something else.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
So, let's talk about some of the stuff in there. Now, it just goes on and on and on. One of the things the Ellis team has really been working on is to be the recommended agent when someone searches an AI, and we have achieved that status in Gemini, and we're sometimes there in ChatGPT. A couple little things we have to do. I'm ready to hit the button, but I have to wait on a couple events with Google before I hit that button, and then we should be the recommended agents in ChatGPT just because of our longevity, how many homes we've sold, our reviews, just our authority online, that sort of thing. But anyway, getting back to this class.
Well, but actually all of that helps people who are looking for an agent, right? So it shows them where the experience is, all that kind of thing. So it's kind of important. There was a time when everybody went to Google or to, maybe the newspaper even back in the day.
Or Yahoo, and then it's Google, it's Bing, it's all these different things. But now they're kind of going to AI. Let's talk about one, how we use AI in real estate, and it's not like you think. In fact, now some agents are. They're putting in their listing description, and they think that's AI. That's not it. That's not really using AI.
If you happen to see a house that's described as a slice of paradise, that would always bother.
Or the real showstopper.
Yeah.
Yes.
They use
Watch
AI.
us playing one of our listings.
Right. But not really.
And it's not wrong to use AI. It's just that that's not full use of AI.
Correct.
So
yeah.
the thing that we were in yesterday, boy, it went on and on and on. I mean, there's things we can do with audio, with video, with placement of homes, how to get homes marketed more out there, more than you ever thought possible. And with AI, you have the ability to deep search the web such that when you do a search on the internet, you're only seeing what they decide to show you. With AI, we can deep search the web and see things come up that you wouldn't even know about. And so that's fantastic. But one of the headlines I remember, one of the quotes was something along the lines, if you're not, real estate agents will not be replaced by AI. But real estate agents will be replaced by agents who use AI. And I think that's 100% true.
Well, and I think that is so true because we have the ability with the product, if we use it right and learn it well enough, to enhance the properties that we're showing and get it out to more people. It's so important for the people we represent.
And it's like a train that's coming. So let me give you an example. Sande, you and I have been top agents in Southwest Florida for years, decades. I mean, we were ahead of the curve on the internet, on getting a search, doing some really innovative stuff with technology. Had we not gone in on AI, it wouldn't matter that we've been top agents. We would be left in the dust had we done nothing. So that's just an indication. It doesn't matter how good you are or what business you're in. If you don't adopt it, you'll be left on the train tracks.
Yeah, we're not alone. It's probably every business out there, right?
Oh, it's flower stores, it's retail stores, it's consultants, it's CPAs and attorneys, and it's everything. Yeah. So that was one thing. That quote: "We won't be replaced by AI, but we'll absolutely be replaced by agents who use AI." The other thing is, he said, if you think you're starting now and you're ahead of all the other people, he said you're not. People like to tell themselves we're 6 months ahead. He said you're not. You're 3 years behind. So ChatGPT came out in 2022. When did we start using ChatGPT? 2022. We didn't know what we were doing. Sometimes it feels like we still don't know what we're doing, but we actually are doing a lot of cool stuff. That homeowners thing, the HOAs, and parsing out how much things cost. And using the multivariables, that did millions of calculations in a second. We used AI for that. Now we had the data, but we had to use AI for that. That was amazing. Just some of the cool stuff we're doing. How we're able to take properties now and make sure they're fully getting advertised and doing some cool stuff with that. Now, here's another thing, Sande. this is a new piece of equipment we got here.
Well, yeah, I got one of those too.
Yeah. And so what it does is it uses AI and it takes notes for us. So if you've ever done business with me and I came out and listed your home, you probably know I took a bunch of notes. Now, if you ever stopped and looked at that notepad,
I couldn't read them.
I would challenge you to read what my notes were, because here's the truth, sad truth. I bring that notepad back to my office and I can't read what's on there half the time.
Sometimes I can't read mine, but I have a much better chance than you do.
So, and I'll look at it and I can kind of figure some things out, but some things I feel like I can't even figure out. So we got these things here, and it will now take notes for us so we can read all the features of the home. And it'll tell us, it'll remind us action items. It'll say, make sure to put the sign up, not wait till next Tuesday to put the sign up, wait for photos for this. Here's all the features of the house. Now, the reason I bring this up is yesterday we sat in this AI thing and I took notes and I took screenshots and pictures, but I let this thing just sit and listen. You won't believe what this thing did. It transcribed, I did it this morning, it transcribed all those notes. Guess how many pages of notes it came up with? You already know the answer because I sent them to you.
I do. I think it was like 35.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And I didn't even know it was 35.
But
I just started looking through
It was an
them.
hour and a half program too.
Yeah. But it was amazing.
Comprehensive, yeah.
It was amazing. So we've got some great action items, some things that we're doing now. You might say Ellis Team is ahead of the curve on AI. I don't know if we are or we aren't. I mean, I think we are compared to a lot of people, but I feel like there's so much we're not even doing yet. But if you've got an agent who's not an AI, then they are behind the curve. And I look forward to implementing even more stuff that was in that seminar yesterday.
And the key to using it is using the correct data as well. So, I think there's going to be a lot of things that are put out there that look really good, but they may or may not be truth. So you have to learn to ask the questions correctly. You also have to learn to go back and look at what you received, the information. It's very, very good. It's getting better all the time, but it can still have incorrect data based on.
Well, that's why you need agents with experience, because we can put something through AI, have it give us recommendations, do this, do that, and then we look at it and say, that doesn't seem quite right. If you don't have the knowledge and experience over time, you're not going to know whether AI is right or wrong. That's why I feel bad for these kids who are growing up with AI, because AI tells them something and they're not learning the deductive reasoning it takes to figure out if that makes sense or not, if that's true. Yes, AI can shorten your time frame, but what if it gives you an output error and it's wrong and you run with it? Then that's not good. So having the expertise to know if the AI, and then we can go back and say, no, this one part's not right. Can you go back and check this? The thing I really like about AI, though, is when I ask it something, it'll give me what I want, and I'll say, man, that's exactly what I wanted, because we've learned how to ask it the right way.
Right.
But then it'll come back and say, now, would you like this? And I'm like, geez, that's perfect.
I hadn't thought of that yet.
I was getting ready to ask you that, or I hadn't even thought of it yet, and here you go. Of course I want that. Yeah, that sounds really good. That would be something my customer would want.
So it's really intuitive.
It's gotten that way. It's gotten really powerful.
Yeah.
So if you're curious about AI and how it can help you sell a home in real estate, I suggest you give Sande or I a call. We could load up the AI. We could ask it questions that we ask it. And you can kind of watch the output with us. It's usually pretty fast. It's usually within a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Although I've had a few times where it says waiting 12 seconds. And you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Is it our internet? Is it the servers are overloaded? What? And if you tell it to do a graphic, sometimes the graphic comes in slow, but I don't mind waiting 30 seconds. It would have taken us 10 minutes to create the thing.
At least.
20 minutes, and here in 30 seconds it comes in. So.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of us for this, for all that we're learning and implementing in AI, because it does no good to just sit and listen to AI and say, wow, that is cool, if you don't implement any of it. So we've been implementing here for a few years, and feels like we've got the same amount of people, but we're getting a lot more done. So it's not replacing people, it's just helping us do more. And there's also some tasks that I don't love doing, and it helps me do them much faster. Like, I really don't like doing property descriptions. One, because I can't read my writing, everything on the paper.
Or nobody else can read it either.
So now we're curing that.
Yeah.
And two, we can input that in and it can help us. So just things like writing, it makes a difference.
You know what's amazing on these? So, we've used recorders in the past for different things. They misspelled words, but these, they're not misspelled.
It's because it's running it through AI.
And it gets every word that you said. And I did the same thing you did yesterday, Brett, but you were a few rows ahead of me. I was sitting back, and I believe that my information came back just as clearly as yours. So it was pretty amazing.
It will, and also you have the ability to run it through different AIs or different formats, so it will give it can look different, but it's the same. It's using the same recording. These things are pretty amazing, how it does it, and then I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool.
It definitely is.
It sure beats the old chicken scratch thing that we do, and then hope for the best we can read it when we get back. What's worse is when you pick up the file a month later. A day later, I remember everything about the property. A month or 2 months later, we go out on listing appointments, and some people aren't ready to list yet. But 4 months later, they call up and say, I'm ready to list now. Well, I go back and look at my 2-3 pages of notes, and it's like, I have to almost want to go back and see the property again.
Well, sometimes we remember absolutely everything they say, and especially, I guess, if there's an issue or a concern, all those kinds of things. But you're right. The everyday thing, did it have a stainless steel dishwasher? Was it, what was it?
Well, and I used to take pictures, not for marketing, just so I could remember what color were the countertops, what color was the flooring. Was there a little paint, a little water stain up on the ceiling that I know we're going to want to address one day, but they're not ready to do it now because we're not even going to list for the next 6 months. But I just want to remember those things. Now with these notes, I don't have to do all that. So pretty interesting stuff. If you're interested more about how AI can help you in real estate, definitely give Sandy or myself a call. You can reach us at 239-489-4042. We'll be happy to give you the lowdown on what we're doing and how we're doing it and show you some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, you've been watching this Gulf Coast that's the Gulf Coast Real Estate Insider.
Will this thing help you say that better?
No. Oh. Gulf Coast Real Estate Insider. Thanks for tuning in.
The Ellis Team at Keller Williams is a family affair. Always call the Ellis Team, they'll handle you with care.